What is up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. My name is David Hanlon, aka the Laptop Legend, and I just wanted to give you guys a quick update on Dogecoin because it actually cracked last night despite looking really good, but there is a very simple explanation why, and I should have foreseen this in my previous video, and I should have warned you guys about this, but here's the thing. Crypto is very similar to a lot of very specific sectors that move together based on what the industry leading thing is doing, if that makes sense. And I know that's kind of vague wording, so let me explain a little more what I mean. So recently we've seen a lot of electric vehicle stocks taking off and going absolutely crazy. And when they do really well, there's always one common factor, that Tesla is also doing really well on that day. And we've seen this historic run from Tesla, just continually blowing past these resistance levels that we thought were impossible to do. And whenever that happens, all these other electric vehicle stocks are also spiking up. Cryptocurrency does the exact same thing. So when Bitcoin is spiking up to new highs, all the other cryptocurrencies also go really hard and they start spiking as well. When Bitcoin starts tanking, same thing happens to the other cryptocurrencies. And in that case, well, I guess in this case, that is what happened with Dogecoin. So if you were paying attention last night at 4 a.m., Bitcoin broke back under that $30,000 mark. And this was a really key, obviously, psychological resistance level, but then also a key psychological support level because resistance turns into support once it breaks through it. And it cracked right through it. Now, obviously, it bounced back, but the fact that it did this was really scary and caused a lot of other cryptocurrencies to drop. So I'm gonna go show you guys the chart right now, just so you guys can see. But literally, when Bitcoin dropped through these levels was the exact time that Dogecoin dropped below those very important lows of 0.0084 that I was telling you guys about in my previous video, explaining why I think it could push to all-time highs. And because of that, because of this extra factor that I didn't see, Bitcoin, it cracked. And my whole hypothesis was based on the fact that Bitcoin held above 30,000. And now Bitcoin bounced at this point, so I don't think the Dogecoin run is 100% over. I think it could potentially continue to run if Bitcoin can hold these levels, but it really depends on what Bitcoin does. And if Bitcoin drops back under 30,000, I would say it's probably game over for Dogecoin. So at this point, we just have to see what the week continues to bring, see what the chart setup continues to bring. And, I'm not rushing back into this just because I cut out already back when it, dropped below my risk level. And at this point, I'm just waiting to see what it does because again, I think if it pushes to all new highs and breaks out past 1.88 cents, it's going to break through 2 cents. I would be almost certain, and it's probably going to test at least 2.5 cents, which is a very nice percentage increase. So let me go into the charts and just explain so you guys can understand a little bit better what I am talking about. All right, guys, so this is the chart for Dogecoin, and you can see here, again, it spiked up to 148, came back down, consolidated and went higher, and then, had kind of a little sell-off, but it looked like it was bouncing here and making higher highs. So again, I was still bullish from this point backwards, if that makes sense. But then right after this, Bitcoin started to tank. And this candle right here, you can see 4 a.m., this is when Bitcoin cracked under $30,000 and really dropped down below. So I'm not sure what it's going to do at this point, honestly. We'll see if 30,000 holds right now. But again, you can see here, 4 a.m. Central Standard Time. 4 a.m. Central Standard Time. So it very, very closely follows it. And when it started tanking, that first, 1 Central Standard Time, we go here. That's the first big one where it drops back under one penny. So, they very, very closely follow each other. And that's just something that I want you to take into consideration when making your trading decisions, because these overall market indicators, or I guess the pack leaders, if you want to describe it that way, can have a very large effect on what the individual stock you're trading does, even if they're completely different stocks or completely different cryptocurrencies. So, for example, today, the fact that the overall market was down significantly, the Dow Jones cracked under 30,000 as well. For a little bit, it was able to bounce back. But because of that, with the overall market being down over 2%, I told everyone in the Discord chat to be more conservative, because if you don't know what the overall market is doing, you might think, oh, this bounce is going to be great. It's the perfect setup, but then it keeps tanking, because when the overall market is down, every single play is more likely to fail because investors are more spooked in general, and just I guess the bears are in more control, and that's how it works. So when you have the pack leader for whatever you're trading, if it's doing a certain thing, typically you want to expect all the sympathy plays to be doing a similar thing. And that's pretty much what we're seeing here with Dogecoin. Now, looking at this chart, like, it still held these levels. So, I mean, I would say that's good. It held the 70 levels, and I would say that is the next important support level. So, I mean, at this point, I don't think it's out of the question that this could continue to consolidate, work its way back up here, and then spike on past and break out to all new highs. I don't think that's out of the question, but I personally think it really depends on what Bitcoin does. It really depends, because if Bitcoin cracks down below 30,000, I think it's very, very, very unlikely that Doge is going to continue on up. But if Bitcoin holds these levels, breaks out to new highs, hits 35,000, maybe hits 40,000 by the end of the week, I have no idea if it can do that or not. I really hope it doesn't go that crazy. I mean, that'd be wild, but maybe it will. You never know. Bitcoin is insane, and people always underestimate how high it can go. People expect it to go to 200,000, so maybe it gets to 40,000 this week. I don't know. I feel like if it gets that high, we have a pretty good chance of seeing this continue to spike. So if you want to have, I guess, a good idea of where Dogecoin is going, just kind of be watching this chart on Bitcoin. If it's breaking out to new highs, that's probably a good sign that Dogecoin is going to be doing a similar thing. And if it's breaking down under 30,000 or breaking down even lower than that, that's probably a good sign that that Dogecoin will be following suit. So just be aware of that in general. And also, be aware when you're trading that the overall market does matter, even if you're not trading in indexes for the overall market. So keep that in mind. Definitely stay conservative when the market indicator is trending downwards overall. Never take your profits for granted, because, again, I know there's people who were up on this big. I was up on this big, and I ended up selling up for like a very small profit overall. Again, it could bounce back, but there's people who were up hundreds of thousands of dollars on this and probably are down on their positions now because they didn't take profits. So that is why you always want to take profits in this market. You never know what is going to happen. At least sell half your position if you're up big on it, because you never know where it can go. And yeah, I mean, if this breaks down under 70 cents, I mean, it could easily fade back on down, man. So that is what I expect. Hopefully, Bitcoin will continue to run, and we'll continue to see some perks up in this, and then potentially get a breakout past 1.88, and then back to all-time highs and past 2 cents. So that is what I expect to see on this. But yeah, guys, if you found this video helpful, please smash that like button, destroy it, obliterate it, vanquish it, expunge it from existence. I'm tired of seeing it down there. If you can smash it really hard, maybe you'll get rid of it, and I won't have to look at its ugly face again, because it's really hurt my eyes. So I'd appreciate that a lot, and yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Until then, let's grow better together. You know the drill.
Besar tu boca si te despiertas, mi tiempo también es tuyo porque me inspiras. Solo quiero que seas la única que así me mira.